For example, you bought a 30-year TIPS bond, okay? And during those 30 years, cumulative inflation, actually, let's kind of do an exercise. Let's see. There's a database maintained by Federal Reserve, St. Louis, Fred's, St. Louis CPI. This is the index they use, Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, all items in the US average. I'm going to actually download this. It's available since 1947 to an Excel file. And let's open it. All right. What was 30 years ago? 1994. So I'm going to find, let's do this. 1994, 0201, 2024, 0201. There's an Excel function called VLOOKUP. Instead of as an uncivilized person actually eyeballing it, get me that numbers or find me that numbers in this table, in the first column of this table. And let's see. And once you find it, grab the second column. Make sure it's an exact match. It looks like February number is not in there yet. Oh, yes. It's kind of a cumulative factor. It basically says in the last 30 years, in terms of inflation, what $1 bought in 1994 buys can be bought with $2.11 now. Okay, or if you have $211 in 1994, that's would have been equal to $100. Think of it that way in terms of purchasing power. So if your face value $10,000, this bond is going to mature very soon, and it's going to actually pay you as part of face value 21,119, whatever, because they index your principal or face value to inflation. And every coupon period, uh, and coupons are calculated using face value for that time period times coupon rate divided by 2. But coupon rates tend to be relatively small because these are coupon rates which are kind of real. Okay, real means after you take the effect of inflation out. For example, if I go to Bloomberg as a page on this, actually CNBC has one too. Let's look at the current rates, US 30-year tip. The current yield to maturity is 2.13%. That's after inflation. In terms of coupon, 2.125. So the coupons are calculated using that rate, and that rate remains fixed during the life of the bond, but the face value keeps increasing. Okay, so the coupons you're getting are higher and higher if inflation is always positive. Since we're there, let's talk about the so-called Fisher equation. With big R, we're going to talk about the nominal interest rate. That means, if you have a treasury bond, it pays 5%. That's the nominal rate. With the little r, real interest rate, this is after inflation, and pi is the inflation rate. These three are tied to each other with the Fisher equation. 1 plus nominal is equal to 1 plus real times 1 plus pi. Okay? This is the exact Fisher equation. In this day and age, there is no need to calculate the approximate one. This is the exact. And approximate is r approximately equals real plus pi. I will never ask you to calculate the approximate. And the only use of that is if you're stuck in a island and you're sick of talking to Wilson. I don't know, guys, if you get that reference. Talking to volleyball, and you want to make real rate calculations in your head. This would be easy. The idea behind real rate is the following. Suppose I ask you to lend money to me, but you happen to be measuring your wealth in gallons of gas. Okay? So I borrow enough money to buy 100 gallons of gas. One year ago, say that was $3.20, okay, per gallon. So to make it easy, let's say 1,000 gallons. So I borrow $3,200, and let's say you want to charge me an interest rate of 10%. This is nominal. So 1 year from now, I'm going to pay you $3,200 times 1 plus 10%, which is going to be $3,520. All right? Because 10% of 3,200 is 320. That's your interest. You're feeling good, but you don't know what happened to the gas prices yet because you're measuring your own wealth in gallons of gas. Suppose gas went up to $4. With the money that you lent me, you could have bought 1,000 gallons of gas, which also happens to be 1 barrel. Okay. And now you will buy 3520 divided by 4. That's 80 plus 320. That's another 80. So as far as you are concerned, you lost money on the deal. Okay. So your real rate of return, you got 88, or I'm sorry, that should be 880. You got 880, but you originally gave enough for 1,000 gallons, minus one. So that's negative 12%. So the nominal rate says